This is the tale of the Silkie and the Fisherman. Once upon a time, in a land not too far away, called Scotland, there lived a lonely fisherman. He would spend his days out on the water near his small beach, fishing for his supper. He would catch all kinds of fish, sea bass on a good day, mackerel in June, and often lots and lots of pollock. He would often see the grey seals fishing for their supper too. He generally left them alone, and in general, they left him alone too. Now, after a hard day out on the water, he would return home and land his catch on the shore. He would take out his sea bass, his mackerel, and his pollock. He would then take the fish back to his empty house and eat all on his own. He was very sad to be alone. The grey seals during the day would frolic and chase fish and sunbathe. But once a month, on a full and silver moon, the seals would come ashore. A magical transformation would happen as the Silkies cast off their beautiful seal coats and danced to the sea and the moon in celebration. The fisherman saw this and went to hide and watch the Silkies. As he was so lonely, he craved a wife. He took his chance and stole the silky seal coat and then buried it in the ground in a place only he knew.
When it came for the Silky woman to return to the sea, she could not, for her seal coat had been taken. She cried out to her seal family, but they could not help her. The fisherman came to console her and told her how happy he could make her if only she stayed and became his wife. She told him she could stay, only for 7 years though, and if he promised to return her coat at the end of those 7 years, she would indeed become his wife. And he agreed. The fisherman and his Silky wife did indeed live happily, and soon they had a little boy and then a little girl. The seasons began to change. The sun rose and fell. The moon came and went, and it was almost 7 years done and gone. The Silky wife grew sick and melancholy. She needed to return home to the sea, or she would die. She told her husband this, but he would not give her the seal coat and let her go. He loved her too much to lose her. He went to check on the seal coat he had buried, and his Silky wife secretly followed and found where it was. She gathered her children and took back the seal coat. She rejoiced to have it with her again and danced with her children. When the sun rose, she turned back into a seal, and so did her children. They swam to join her Silky family. The fisherman saw her go and cried out for her to stop, but it was too late. In his selfishness, he had lost both his wife and children to his broken promise and was left broken-hearted on the shore. He has now returned to his lonely way of living and fishing and watching his Silky family frolic in the waves. Thank you for listening. The end.